What is going on, everyone? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 2 minutes after the market has opened. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. As of right now, I've been paying attention to /NG. Overall, it's been kind of all over the place during pre-market hours. It was showing signs of an uptrend. It began to peak out right around the 2.614 area, really right around 2.61. And then since then, it broke below the SMA line. As you guys can see, this was what was acting as a support. Broke below the SMA line, and then the SMA line, instead of it acting as a support, began to act as a resistance. So it bounced off the middle VWAP, pushed up, and then overall the direction has changed. One that I'm finding really interesting right now is /CL. So this is one that I'm keeping a very close eye on. Give me one quick second. Let's see. Here we go. How are you guys all doing this morning? You guys all doing good? Woke up with a little bit of a runny nose. Hey, what's new? There we go. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. All right. What's going on, Bayesian? Ben? What's going on? Alrighty, so right now, this one is the one that I find the most interesting and the direction to be the most clear. On top of that, I don't find /GC to be clear at all. Had a very aggressive sell-off, and it looks like it's trying to recover. So there's not a consistent pattern there right now. This is more like of a dip buy opportunity. /ES, which is the correlating future for the S&P 500, again, was trending up, recently just began to sell off. Kind of not super clear to me. The reason I like this one is, again, if it begins to either sell off, then we know kind of what to pay attention to, maybe DWT, right? And if this thing begins to pick up, then I know what to pay attention to, which will then correlate on over to UWT. With /NG, the MACD and the RSI are overextended, but again, we don't want to trade against the overall direction, especially since natural gas has been all over the place, at least for the past week. So right now, natural gas is still pushing up, not showing any signs of it getting rejected just yet. But the MACD and the RSI are showing signs of it being a little bit more on the overbought side. So I'm just keeping a very close eye on it. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I wanted to follow up with the ones that we've been watching for the past couple of weeks. IPR, so again on the 180-day chart, it really has been consolidating below $88 for the past 2-3 days. So because of that, again, as of right now, I'm not finding this to be too attractive anymore because it's no longer making higher highs. Congrats to all those that held Tesla. Tesla opened up green, but again, it usually doesn't last for a very long period of time. So don't be afraid to lock in profits and stuff like that. So what's going on, Brendan? What's up? What's up? What's up? Alrighty, let's see. What else? What else do we want to pay attention to? Disney. I don't know if you guys saw it. Disney continues to sell off. Crazy. What's going on, Jod? Yep, there we go. Just like we talked about, right? Disney's showing signs of it looking a little bit more on the overbought side. Might be, something that might begin to sell off. It makes sense on the technical standpoint, but again, any news can come out for Disney that can drive the price up or down, right? Especially when it's at such a critical point that it's like extremely overbought. Wow, huge red candle on natural gas. I don't know if you guys just saw that /NG with a really solid pullback right now because it's still above the EMA line, but that was pretty crazy. All right, so it was pushing up from 2.60 to it began to just pull back. So we'll see if it begins to make lower lows. So we'll set the alerts there. All righty. Why don't you trade options? You would make more money. Well, that's a matter of opinion, and again, there's a series of risks when it comes down to trading options that I'm not okay with, and that's just me. Just because I don't do it doesn't mean that you can't. But for someone to say you would make so much more money trading Forex, cryptocurrency options is as true as you would make so much more money buying and selling gem. You don't know until you try, and in my experience, it's just not something that I'm interested in, right? So to each their own. Can you tell me your thoughts about DRIP? Yeah, of course. Alrighty. What do you guys, when looking at the overall pattern, I think it'd be a little bit more clear maybe on the 20-day 1 hour chart. What does it look like it's almost beginning to do, right? So that might be a little bit too short of, we'll go with this. What do you guys see here? I kind of see like a descending pattern, right? Overall SMA line, downtrending, low points, high points, 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 and it makes sense on when it becomes so overbought on why it can begin to sell off. So that's simply like the overall direction of the direction can 100% change, and this thing can continue to uptrend. But look at the past 180 days, right? Like there's a lot going against it right now, and I'm not willing to take that like that bet, especially when it's already showing indications of it selling off and stuff like that. So I would just be very like aware of that. Wow, Disney pulled back quite a bit right now. Not bad, 50 cents. There we go. We got DGAS pushing back up. We got /NG selling off. So I'm going to do a 200 share purchase. No, I'll do 150. There we go. We'll see. We'll see if we get filled. A little fill for the boys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Of course. That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer your guys' questions. There we go. My first, my fill at 150 shares. Right. There we go. Let's see. Okay, sounds good. We'll definitely check that out. Holy moly, I'm gonna have to sneeze like there's no tomorrow. Whoa. All right, FLNT. Here we go. FLNT. If you guys could keep a close eye on natural gas for me, that would be great. Okay, not enough data. Okay, I was like, what? Overbought, overextended. I like that you're focusing on whatever's uptrending. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to continuously stay green. So I, congratulate you on that. It's just not a good deal, right? So either if it's closer to the EMA line or there's an aggressive sell-off and you think it's still going to continue with its uptrend pattern, then great. But look at the MACD, look at the RSI. Right now it's at a point, and it looks like it's at a point where it might begin to sell off. Yeah, so you can look at different time frames to get a better understanding, and it has an up-and-coming earnings report. So yeah. So hi Ricky, you're trading with 120K. I was thinking about making a video with this, or about this. It's not that like I'm trading now every single day with 120,000. Honestly, I think at one point it was 130,000, 132. That was like my biggest position yesterday. I just felt comfortable yesterday trading. The margins were not even huge. My nose is super running. Give me 1 second, guys. /NG is still selling off, so that means that DGAS is pushing up. But again, it wasn't that like I'm gonna continue to trade every single day with the 100 and over $100,000. Like that's not at all my approach. I just felt very comfortable yesterday. I was very aggressive with the way that I was trading, and it paid out. But it could have gone completely the opposite way, and my losses could have added up much quicker. Today might play out that way. Today, if I trade aggressively, guess what? I might have larger losses. So I'm really happy that I was able to end it green. But yeah, it's like I think that's like besides the point. I'm just trying to test out like trading with a little bit more, feeling more comfortable, some pros, some cons, and it's not that I'm gonna do it every day. So yeah, I need to blow my nose. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna be blowing my nose over here. And I'm gonna mute it real quick. All right. Shoot, how do you do this? Oh. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. I'm keeping a close eye on / and Gene, and it looks like it's trying to make some signs of recovery. So here we go. Yeah, it looks like it definitely found a support right here, right around 2.59. So it makes sense. It looks like it was finding a support right around this general area. So we'll have to keep a close eye on it, but we'll see where it goes. Here we go. I know you guys heard me sneeze, huh? I get like bad allergies during this transition. I told you guys yesterday from like the cold weather to warm weather here in Arizona. Here we go. So again, thank you again for putting it in the ticker call out format. I really do appreciate it. It's CROX. CROX. Here we go. Nice, nice. 180-day chart. Okay, so it was showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It was pretty consistent in that. Kind of big caps, right? Began to sell off, broke its pattern, has tried to recover since then. Has an up and coming earnings, so I'd watch out for that. And on top of that, just based off of how it's been trading, especially for the past couple of days, it's been having a very consistent uptrend pattern, so I'd focus just maybe on this. But it's also not at a price point that's like an extremely good deal, right? So that's just something that I would keep in the back of your head and making sure that if there is a change of direction where it does begin to sell off, then keep that in mind. But it looks like the 20-day 1 hour chart can give you a better understanding of the overall low points and the overall high points of CROX, and maybe when's a better time to buy and sell for a good deal, right? So hope that makes sense, and I wish you the best of luck. Just make sure that you set up that plan. / sales support at middle VWAP, is it still trading around there? Let's just give it a couple seconds for TD Ameritrade to decide to, work with us. See how it's at, how it is on the 180-day chart. Wow, what the heck? Okay, no, / sales still selling off. How many of you guys are paying attention to this and trading DWT? Any of you? So I'll set my alert just in case it reverses, but as of right now it's selling off, and that's in favor of DWT. I didn't add an earnings indicator. It was just set up that way, so that's a default setting. Okay, nice, nice. Again, just keep a close eye. It looks like it's trying to consolidate here right around the R side, but as long as it continues to sell off and show no indication of an uptrend, then I think you should be good, but don't hesitate to lock in profits if it comes down to that. We got GGB. Thank you again. Here we go. All right, very low volume, not something that I would personally trade myself. Selling off on the past 20-day 1 hour chart. And yeah, we've talked about this one before. It is at a general like oversold price point. We're still waiting for an indication of an uptrend, especially with its up and coming earnings. So I'd keep a very close eye out on that, but I'd be very careful about getting in before the overall reversal. Ooh. Are there videos about extended hours and what it does? I have a video, if I'm not mistaken, in the course about extended hours and what the purpose of it is, right? So, like, depending on what brokerage it is that you are using or that you have, like Robinhood only allows you to trade like 30 minutes before, if I'm not mistaken, and like an hour after. But TD Ameritrade, I can trade 2.5 hours before and 4 hours after. So again, my sole focus is still trying to find the best deal, right? So that's ultimately still my main focus. So if there's a really good deal that you can encounter pre-market or aftermarket, then great. But other than that, again, I wouldn't overdo it and just trade because you can. Again, that goes into over trading, just making sure that you only take advantage of opportunities that are worth it, right? What do I think about Alphabet at the moment? Are we talking about the corporation that is owned by Google? Or that owns Google, right? All right, yeah, volume does suck, yeah. Nice, nice. All right, Max Trader breaking down SPY. So again, right now we're doing ticker call out format. So again, if you guys want or are watching a specific stock, then again, don't be afraid to call it out, right? So here we go. SPY still showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Okay, so it peaked out, sold off a little bit. So I think the 20-day 1 hour chart might do us a little bit better. Yeah, so much more consistent pattern here, right? You guys can see when it's overbought. You guys can see that when it gets close to or near to the SMA line, that's normally the support, right? So overextended, oversold, and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily even like oversold. It's just, you know, it's closer to the support based off previous patterns. So I would wait almost for the same form of indication for this to try to get the best deal possible. So we might see like SPY at least for now. So I would keep a very close eye on /ES as that's your correlating feature and see if you can see a pattern on maybe when's a better time to buy for the best deal. So and when you would feel comfortable doing it as well. Sounds good, sounds good. Alrighty. What's up with people posting their tickers but not in the ticker call out format? I don't get that. I thought that's something that was like pretty normal for us to ask for. No? Am I wrong? I have too much expectation for our group? There we go. Alex just calling out ticker symbol hunt. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Alex? Here you go. /CL still selling off. You better hunt down that ticker call out format and put in the right format, Alex. Oh no. Don't be getting lazy on me. Alright, let's do this one. Alright. Wow. Holy moly. Well, great call out. Can you guys see this? Do you guys see why it's so interesting? /NG is selling off. Wow, that was an aggressive sell-off. I mean, I'm not against it, but dang. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? Earnings, aggressive sell-off. Did you see why it sold off? I know that this is out of some people's price point based off of how much it costs per share, but even if you paper trade it, right? Is this something for all my swing traders, for all my people that have careers, jobs, students that can't tune in and day trade every single day under the PDT rule? What's one of the things that we've talked about the most? What is it? Focus on getting the best deal in your area. Best deal in your area, right? Or the best deal, right? Best deal. So it doesn't mean that this is a good deal. I mean, it continues to sell off. I find it very interesting. I'm really happy that you call this one out. I'm going to do a little bit more due diligence on why it sold off, right? And then on the technical standpoint, we know what to wait for. 3 stages of a reversal. Come on, guys, we got this. There's no difference. I don't need to explain myself on that, right? It's an uptrend pattern. When it gets closer or near to the overall SMA line, it tends to bounce. It doesn't have to, right? So we'll set our alerts. If it begins to consolidate and show signs of reversal, the MACD and all the different indicators will most likely follow. Confirmation is key. But why did it sell off like this? That's the next step. So again, the more you know about what it is that you're trading, potentially the better that you can do, because you're more aware of different factors that can influence that stock, right? Not bad. There we go. Sam coming in with TQs. Sam, I appreciate that. Support, resistance, I like it. All right. Hey, huge shout out to Sam. Ooh. I cracked myself up, but I'm really happy that you took time out of your day to put it together. It really, I like it. No, you're good. It happens. But don't worry, I got you. I'll hold you accountable. So overall uptrend. So this is going to be very similar to the /ES and the SPY call out, because it's like the S&P 500 and this is the NASDAQ. But overall, so again, when it gets closer or near to the SMA line, if the pattern continues, then that's normally when it tends to be a good deal. Doesn't mean that it has to approach this general area. It just means that it normally does. So just keep a close eye out for that, and that's kind of what I would look out for. So look at the MACD, look at the RSI. This one looks like it's already closer to the MACD, but again, you just want to ask yourself, based off previous highs or based off of a very common resistance above here and where it's at right now, is the margin of profit even worth it? If it is, great. If it's not, then hey, maybe you at least did your due diligence, you came across a nice little pattern, but overall it just didn't meet all the criteria that you saw valid. And I have something exciting that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. But Weston is, I don't know if he's going to be, because you guys know Weston's main focus is working with the Flipping Wheels group and investing in cars, especially with us working on establishing a dealership. He's going to be super busy with that. The thing that we're really excited about is so many of our traders, especially our beginner traders, saw value in his struggles and his mistakes and some of his successes when he first started trading the past 2 weeks. And a lot of you guys have been asking for more videos from him. So one thing that we're going to try out is possibly the idea of maybe him getting into swing trading, because I think that with his schedule, it's very similar to a lot of yours, right? So maybe that can be an added value that we're going to be adding to like his daily recaps and stuff like that. And like many of you guys know, if you guys don't, I'm not doing daily recaps. I'm not talking about like what led to my success on certain on trades on YouTube anymore. It's something that I'm only going to be doing for the Learn Plan Profit group. Like I might show my profits and I'll talk about like, this is what I traded, this is how much I made, but that's it. I really just want to, because of, like you guys saw in yesterday's video, I'm working on a couple different projects, and I just want to make sure that my attention is focused on those that see the most value in what I do, right? So because of that, I'm going to be working a little bit closer with you guys. I felt like, how did you guys feel yesterday about my messages and all the updates on /NG? I know it's different because I don't tell you where I'm buying, I don't tell you where I'm selling, and you're not watching me trade live for like the 3 hours after our live trading session. But how did you guys feel about all my updates of like, okay, natural gas is overbought, beginning to peak out? I felt like at least for about 3 to 4 hours, I did a good job doing that. And I think as long as I continue to dedicate my first like 3 to 4 hours, I hope that you guys understand, like 3 to 4 hours for me to dedicate to, trading, that's great. And I'm going to dedicate that to you guys. But I still don't want people to be asking, hey, Ricky, should I buy, or where did you buy, or where did you sell? Because we all know what that insinuates. It's people assuming or asking, hey, where did I buy? So if you bought, recently, then I'm going to buy as well. And it's just where I buy and where I sell is irrelevant to you. But what's most important is, we'll work during these live streams on understanding how to identify a good buy, how to identify a good sell. And if you're struggling with that, maybe come up with a series of questions that you think can answer, what it is that you're struggling with, or just share what you're struggling with, and we'll try to overcome that obstacle. But again, it takes time, it takes practice, and that's why we do this every day, right? But I'm not going to be here to spoon feed you, and I hope that you guys take that with respect, because I care so much about your guys' success that I don't want you guys to be dependent. Just imagine this: I can come out with a service that will alert you every time that I buy and every time that I sell. Imagine we have 500,000 subscribers, right? Just imagine if I have a service that I charge, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month that will alert you every time that I buy, what I buy, every time that I sell, and what I sell. If we're in it for the money and that's all I wanted to focus on, of course I could do it. But that's not going to benefit you. I've never been someone that understood stock alerts. I get it for maybe momentum stocks, but why not just learn to create a scanner yourself, right? And I hope that you guys just understand that to be self-sufficient, you need to understand what it is that you're doing. So you not only learn from your mistakes, but you learn from your successes as well, because the market is always changing. And I know it's super frustrating. I know it's super annoying, especially when you try to ask me a question of hey, Ricky, do you think that this is a good buy? And it's such a simple question that I can answer for you in 2 seconds. But what do I tell you? Well, what do you think about it? And it takes more, it definitely takes more effort for me, but I know that long term, if you stick with it, it's going to be worth it. And I really do think the values that you can learn from trading is something that can benefit you, not just in your success in trading in the stock market, but I think overall, just that's why I like sharing how I invest in real estate or how I invest in cars, because I feel all the markets kind of the core concepts and core fundamentals, are very similar. Obviously, there's different factors and different catalysts, but ultimately, I think they're very similar in the sense of being knowledgeable enough to identify and to know how to identify when something is a good deal and how to sell it for a profit. With trading, you have to be a little bit more aggressive with locking in profits a little bit more aggressively because the market is more volatile. With real estate, there's different factors, and then with cars, it's knowing how to negotiate and stuff like that. So I have a lot of fun with it, and that's why I make videos about it. And I hope it's something that you guys are more excited to see. So, rookie newbie question: how do you identify support and resistance for any stock? I'm pretty sure that's explained in the course. But again, support and resistance to me are viewed as general, price points of where something normally consolidates at and where something normally peaks out at. So, let's see. Alphabet stock change, side lack. Okay, revenue growth. Wow. /NG just sold off super aggressively. Here we go. Wow. Look at DS. Nice little push up. Whoa. Okay, not bad. So, but that's going to be for today's stream. I really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Ask me any questions on Discord. Just please keep it short and straight to the point. Just locked in profits on DGAS. Congratulations. Lock in profits, again, make sure that every action that you take today is in response. You guys should probably have something next to where you trade to remind yourself that every time that you take a position, it should be to benefit your future. Just small steps forward every day can lead to big results. So I hope you guys know that. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be a driver of success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Wow, you guys really pushed up. I should probably sell. Take it easy.